Oh, my shoulder. Let me teach you how to bench press without shoulder pain. Let's see if you're still weak as f. Everyone wants a big ass bench press, but nobody wants to warm up their shoulders properly. Let me show you how to build a pain-free bench press. If you want a pain-free bench press, you need to have strong scapular muscles. Find a friend at the gym and see if you can hold that arm up. Don't let me push you down. See, he's got nothing. So let me show you how to warm up properly. Grab a resistance band. We're gonna start with a band shoulder opener. Make sure your hands are about shoulder width. You're gonna bring your arms in front of you, in front of your body. Make sure your core is tight and come back, bringing that behind your head. I want you to come back halfway, feeling how the stretch in the front of your chest and shoulders feels. Return back to the start. I want you to just oscillate and pulse there until that opens up. So come back 5 times, slowly opening up a little more. And again, if you're pretty tight in your shoulders, grip a little bit wider, come back forward. So we're keeping this dynamic to warm up the shoulders. Make sure you don't arch in your lower back. And then after that's feeling loose, I want you to do one arm at a time back and then the other side. Good, just like that. Nobody wants to bench press with rounded shoulders, so grab a lacrosse ball. Let's release those tight pecs for a pain-free bench press. Check this out. So you're gonna take the ball, you're gonna place it on your chest, right on the squat rack. You're gonna do some active range of motion to your shoulder, pressing up to the sky, seeing how that tension over the muscle feels in the pec as you're working through that tightness, really making sure you're breathing here to get the most out of it, and then adding in some internal and external rotation so you're coming forward and backwards, because we know poor external rotation is gonna lead to a weak and unstable bench press. So you gotta make sure you're spending at least 1 to 2 minutes on both sides here before you move on to the next part of our warm-up. A big part of having pain-free shoulders is having strong rotator cuff muscles. So really making sure here you're warming up your external rotators and you're not flip-flopping around. Nice and controlled with a pause at the end range coming back, slowly controlling to the start. Coming back, holding that, making sure your elbow isn't moving too much and slowly lowering down. This is gonna ensure your shoulders are stable and primed to carry some heavy loads that you're gonna be pushing on the bench press. Let's see if you're still weak as gains, bro. It's time to bench press. When it comes to building a pain-free bench press, the most important thing you need to be doing is focusing on proper setup. So the first thing is to make sure your eyes are directly underneath the bar. From there, you're gonna walk your feet back just enough steps that you feel like you're getting some leg draft from the lower body without lifting your bum in the air. Now, the next thing from there is you're gonna bring your hands to the bottom position of the bench press. With your hands slightly wider than shoulder width, you're gonna grip the bar to find the most comfortable position. From there, you're gonna look with your eyes side to side to make sure your hands are even and the bar is not lopsided. Now from there, you wanna slightly pull back on the bar, create some tension in your lats. So I want you to feel this muscle engage. From there, you're gonna squeeze your abs, unrack the bar, bring it over to the top of your chest. Another big mistake people make is coming all the way to their chest when they might not have adequate shoulder mobility. So let me show you how to test that out so you can bench press pain-free every rep. So I want you to lower down all the way to the bottom position and notice if your shoulder is rounding forward. Now you can see here, he's having a little bit of rounding in the front of his shoulder. So we're gonna come back to the top position again. And I want you to make sure you're retracting your shoulder blades and you're squeezing them and you feel your shoulder blades into the pad here. Now you can see as he lowers down the bar towards his chest, his shoulder's in a much more stable position and we're not risking any pain on the front of the shoulder. So I want you to do a few reps here with this technique to really groove the movement pattern and making sure you're ready to add some load to the bar. Really feeling those shoulder blades squeezed the whole time is gonna be key. Because if we're trying to build muscle in the pecs, we're gonna be limited to how well we can keep that scapula retracted to keep the shoulders stable. Proper bar path is gonna make sure you save your shoulders. So you don't want that bar coming straight down to your shoulders and back up to the same trajectory. That's gonna make your shoulders unstable and risk shoulder pain. So what you wanna do is you wanna make sure that you have a slightly curved bar path. So you're lowering down slightly below your chest, and as you're pressing up, you're coming slightly over the body here. The wrist, shoulder, and elbow are aligned, as opposed to coming down here and coming straight up. It's gonna put more strain on the joints. So make sure you have that little bit of a curve in your bar path, like a C trajectory. So if we come from the side here, you can see as he's lowering down, shoulders are remaining stable, The bar is over his lower chest. He's coming back up slightly behind his body. This is a really great way you can optimize the biomechanics of the shoulder and get pain-free gains. So the last and most important step of the bench press when you're setting up is making sure that as you're unracking, you're spinning the bar back, externally rotating your shoulders, feeling the engagement through your lats, puffing up your chest to create some extension in your upper back, and then you're unracking the bar. So by doing this and externally rotating, it sets my elbows along the scapular plane here. You can see them around a 45-degree angle. But if I were not to do that, my elbows would come down and my shoulders would come out to the side. I'm not gonna get a good stretch on the pecs and I'm gonna mess up my shoulders. And always put on the damn clips. It's super important that you incrementally increase the weights of your warm-up sets and you don't jump to your top set. So here we're in the second warm-up set, just grooving and feeling how those shoulders feel. Your warm-up set is a really great opportunity to make sure you're nailing those technique cues for a pain-free bench press. And now let's move on to the working sets. As you approach your heavier working sets, you have to make sure to maintain all these form cues. The biggest way to get injured is to go too fast and slam the weight around. So the easiest way we can decrease your risk of injury is by controlling the rep, going nice and slow, and feeling the tension in the muscles. So let's do this set. Make sure to lift up, the weight's right over your chest here, coming down nice and slow, seeing that he's following that proper bar path and pushing right behind him. Again, you can hear he's breathing properly. Inhale, exhale, driving his legs into the ground. Maintaining proper technique is super important because he's not weak anymore, boys.
Wow, my shoulder feels great.
Stay pain-free. And don't forget to subscribe to the Athletic Physio to learn more about pain-free training. And as always, you can get 1 month for free on our pain-free training program. All you gotta do is go to my website in the bio below and use the code TAP1 for your first month off our training program. I'll see you in the next video. And if I don't, I'll be mad, bro. Stay pain-free.